Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you all. As we get started today, many of you are already at it today. You've already been talking to businesses. You've already been talking to brokers in your team. You're certainly here. And this is a check-in halfway through the day. Many of you are on telephone. Many of you are on Zoom. It's okay if you're not on Zoom. If you're on telephone, you can still unmute yourself and pipe in. You don't need to be on video. A lot of our podcasts are on audio. So just know that you understand the housekeeping rules. Don't not come just because you can't be on Zoom. Come no matter what, be here with us because your feedback and your contribution does more for us than just me presenting or, McGuire's leading the huddle tomorrow, what he's presenting. All these things are, we're sharing tips that we hear, that we see, that we feel, that others are reporting to us or things we're using ourselves. But you can bring them right here live. And that's why you're here. So welcome back. We're in the huddle. We're talking. We're inspiring. We're getting inspired, and we're acting as a stream. We receive so we can feed. We're not a swamp where we just receive and it dies with us. No. We receive and we're like a waterfall, man. We just keep pouring it and gushing it out to others. That's how we make a massive impact. So today's huddle is going to be about the pre-breezy sort. Pre-breezy sort. Haven't talked this one before, but I'm going to get to that in 1 second. I was just creating an image to share with all of you. That's why I was a little bit late. For those of you who are live, you'll see it. But I first want to go into today's funding story from our buddy Wade over in the Bank Breezy expert team, talking to all of our clients for us. And the story for today is, first of all, the broker's name is Cameron Burrell. Cameron, congratulations. This is the trucking industry out of Tennessee. A trucking company seeking $75,000 to $90,000 for repairs and equipment and some working capital. What does a trucking company without a working truck or working trucks do for revenue? They don't. They're like shut down. They're like a pandemic. When the pandemic came and it closed, coffee shops said, you got to close. What'd they do for money? They didn't. They went out of business most. What does a trucking company do without a pandemic, but they've got a pandemic called broken down and tired equipment? Right? Which happens to all equipment, whether you're a chiropractor, whether you are bulldozers or a trucking company, equipment goes bad, stoves break down, ovens break down every day, right? This trucking industry, trucking company, Cameron Burrell was looking for 75 to 90K for repairs, equipment, and working capital. They got very good credit. The revenue average is about 68,000. Because of good credit, 68,000, we can help, but trucking is a tough industry to get approved because you can see how these things happen. Flat tires mean no revenue. It's like the store blew away, right? From a hurricane. There's always risk to the trucking industry. So we've got offers. This is not an accepted deal. It just came in. Revenue average is 68,000. We're able to combine a line of credit and a working capital funding combined. We weren't able to get them the money they were looking for, but we got them $50,000 flex rate funding, which is very difficult to get a core rate in this industry because of trucking. But because of good credit, we were able to get them a real good $50,000 40-week offer. And then we also we did get the lock, and we also got a line of credit. So we can get a $50,000 advance with a $30,000 line of credit. And we spoke with the lender about the 50K before adding the line of credit to make sure they were okay with it. You can't stack loans. You can't do one from one lender and one from the other without disclosing it. Other companies do, and they put our customers at risk of having immediate full loan due because that's fraud. You can't take two loans at the same time and stack. First of all, brokers, it's fraud if you're doing it, so don't do it. Secondly, you put the client in harm's way. If a lender learns about that, they can say you're full due, and they've got access to the bank account. They could take all the money right now. They can take all 50 grand right back because they said you can't stack. It's right in their agreements. So people stacking are risking their clients. We don't do that. So Wade knows that. He goes out to the client and says, hey, we've got a 50,000 offer. They're looking for more. We can get them a line of credit as well. Do you have a problem with that? And after discussions, the lender okays it. The line of credit okays it. Now we can present the two to your client. You don't have to worry about that. Wade worried about it. Good stuff. We never stack two deals, he says here. So we haven't had a heard answer yet back to my knowledge, but Cameron, great job on the referral. And if Wade's on and wants to give us a status update, great. If not, we'll move right into the pre-breezy sort tip of the day in our huddle. And I know we started a couple minutes late. This is going to go pretty quick. Pre-breezy sort. What is this? Pre-breezy sort is once someone applies a Bank Breezy, it's easy, right? We at that point know they're looking for alternative-based capital. We're then going to find the best offer of alternative-based capital that exists, whether they're going to our Giggle Instant Funder because they're under $15,000 a month, or they're going to our Bank Breezy Bigger Funding. We present them in front of 20 of the best providers and then present the best offers to the client, and we get them funding within 1 to 2 days, right? So that's what we do once they apply at us. But what about before they apply with us? To be a pro in this space, you want to be able to do the pre-breezy sort. And what I'm talking about there is determining whether or not we're even the right type of funding for them. If you want to take care of your customers, you need to understand there's other types of business funding and actually encourage they take it if it's the better route for them. You'll get more referrals that way, and you're taking care of the customer better. You're honoring God better. You're honoring yourself better. We're not the best source of funding. 10% of the businesses out there can get better funding than us. And that's at their bank or at the SBA, right? And even line of credit with Amex, if they got great credit and I get Amex offers for $250,000 line of credits all the time, already pre-approved, just because of my spending habits on Amex, right? And what I use and pay off and use and pay off. And so that's available to me as a business owner right now. That's better than what we could offer them, right? So you're going to have 10% of the businesses don't need you, and we don't want to assume everyone does. So how do you do a pre-breezy sort? Well, number one, you find out, are they bank eligible? And how do you know if they're bank eligible? The easiest way is collateral. Do you have collateral to put up, right? Or are you buying collateral? Are you willing to put up collateral? That's number one. Number two, if they do, are you been in business 2 years or more? Yes. Are you profitable? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now you're starting to get into possible bank terms. Do you need the money immediately, or can you wait, 30 to 60 days to get the money? I need it immediately. Bank's gone. So those 4 questions: do you have collateral? Have you been in business 2 years? Are you profitable? And how fast do you need the money? If they match all those, they're better off with a bank loan. They don't need you. You know how many clients we've helped that have 2 years in business, are profitable, have collateral to put up, but don't have 30 days for the appraisal and the funding process. They need the money now, so we become their only source. Right? Breezy sort. So pre-breezy support or sort is determining if we're the best source of funds first by, are you bank eligible? Now, if they're bank eligible, but not fully, they might be eligible for an SBA loan. Same requirements as a bank. It's just your credit score can be a little lower. Okay. Your time in business can be, well, it still has to be 2 years. In most cases, there are some startup SBA loans, but you're talking 4 to 6 months, if you're lucky, before you get one. So timing kills all those, but use the same terms. SBA loans are very similar to a bank loan. The bank's actually giving the loan, not the government. The SBA is guaranteeing it. So a bank still has to approve the loan, do the work, and give the loan. The SBA is just guaranteeing the loan for the bank. They're acting like collateral, but it still has to go through the same bank underwriters. So if someone is interested in that, refer them to their bank. The bank's got SBA loans. The bank's got SBA deals. Refer them there. If they need the money now, or if they don't have 2 years in profit, and they don't have collateral to put up, and they don't have 680 credit or higher, those 4 things, if you don't have all 4 of those, you're not getting approved. And we're not even talking about the industry you're in is probably not approvable in the SBA. And, if half the industries that people are in, you can't get an SBA loan for or a bank loan for. There's just industries are not allowed. So we allow all those industries. So the pre-sort is you being a pro. You not trying to make everyone fit into our Bank Breezy round hole. You're saying, hey, it's huge. It's a huge funnel. It helps 90% of the businesses, but you may be part of the 10%. So let's sort that out first. They'll love you for it. And here's a little image I want to share in the chat. Okay, this is just a real quick thing I made. It took me a minute, so bear with me if the quality is not good. And let me open it up to copy paste. Control C, Control V. Let's see if this shows. Unable to send due to admin restrictions. Interesting, because I am the admin. So let me do it like this. I'm going to share my screen onto the image. Bear with me. You're going to take a screenshot of this. Share screen. You see that, everybody? Time in business, FICO, collateral, docs, all
We
that.
see it.
All right, beautiful. Take a quick screenshot of that. Someone take a screenshot, throw that into Facebook. That just shows, by the way, Bank Breezy and below is all us. If they fit the top two, though, they should go somewhere else. They shouldn't be using us, right? Take a screenshot of that. Someone take a screenshot, throw it on Facebook. All right. With that, team, that's all we got to do. When we're going forward, we pre-Breezy sort before we tell them Breezy's their best source. And then you know what you've got? You've got a friend for life. And it's pretty simple to do. Ask those qualifying questions, send them there or send them to us, and we'll take care of them from there. With that, team, build your own story to share tomorrow. Tomorrow, you got a story. Your challenge for today is pre-Breezy sort 3 businesses. You got a reason to call them. Hey, I'm just calling to find out even if we're the right type of funding for you. Ask the questions, and you go from there.